It's the tutor here today. I'm bringing you the final, as of right now, Final Fantasy Precon opening. This is the Revival Trance Precon featuring Terra, Herald of Hope. I did manage to find this over at Walmart. This is also on Amazon right now for like 43 bucks. So if you like this Precon, go get it now because it is at a really good, incredible price of 43 bucks right now. This is completely sealed. I haven't touched it yet. However, I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to be using this one instead of the commander that has the same exact effects as you guys can see. I actually got this on the Ishtala Precon sample pack. So that was kind of convenient. So I'm going to open this. I'm going to go through the cards one by one so that you guys can see what's in this Precon. Now, just as an FYI, I don't go too in depth with these. I just kind of talk about them and just the effects of the cards. I don't really talk about combos that much. This is more so just you'll see what's kind of included in the Precon. What cards are there and whatnot. So here's just the empty box, and of course you do have the box right here for the commander box. I do have my own though, so I'll be putting it in there. Of course you have the deck right there, and then you have this right here, which contains the collector booster sample. And then you also have these cards right here. Cool. You also get the +1/+1 counters on them. You also have this right here, which talks about the Precon a little bit more in depth. Let's open this just so I can show you what it is. So, I mean, you have the Herald of Hope, and goes a little bit more into this. And then you have Sela's Rune Knight. Then it talks about playing the deck a little bit and what it's kind of all entails. And then Commander rules, how to play. So if you don't know how to play Commander, follow this a little bit. I'm going to be making a video shortly by request. So look forward to that very soon. It should go over like most of the themes kind of in depth a little bit more than what I'm doing right now, obviously. So let's quickly open this collector booster sample pack because I'm sure a lot of you guys will want to see me do that. All right, so you have the Cloud right here, and you have Ultimate Magic Holy, and Bugenhagen Wise Elder. So nothing clearly as good as this Terra right now. I'm going to be sleeving these cards in the Gooseberry matte dragon sleeves. They're really cool looking. However, this one is using the Blossom. It's going to be a different color just because if you're looking for the commander, it's a lot easier to find this way. So I'm going to open up this right here, the seal, then going to get them all sleeved up, and that way we can go through the cards a little bit quicker and it's not that long of a video. I'll be right back. I did the weird cringy snap thing. So let's get into it. I got everything all sleeved up then. Of course, like I said, I'm using this version of Terra right here, just because it's a lot nicer card than this one right here. I mean, that's nothing wrong with this one. It's just, let's be honest, would you rather choose this one or that one? I'd say most of you would probably choose that one. All right, so let's go through these one by one. Like I said, I'm not going really in depth with these cards. I'm just going to be talking about what their effects are and then moving on to the next one. So feel free to have this on in the background if you'd like, or feel free to just grab something to drink, something to eat, and just kind of watch with me. All right, so we have the other commander right here. We have Sela's Rune Knight. It's a 4-cost legendary creature, human wizard knight. When Selas enters, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. Whenever one or more other creatures you control enter, if one or more of them entered from a graveyard or was cast from a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. I also did forget to just talk about Terra's effect. 3-cost legendary creature, human wizard warrior. With Truce, at the beginning of combat on your turn, mill 2 cards. Terra gains flying until end of turn. When Terra deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2 colorless mana. When you do, return target creature card with power 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. All right, let's go to Coin of Fate. It's a 2-cost artifact. When this artifact enters Surveil 1, you can spend 4 to exile 2 creature cards from your graveyard, sacrifice this artifact. An opponent chooses one of the exiled cards. You put that card on the bottom of your library and return the other to the battlefield. Tapped, you become the monarch. Next, we have Scion, Vengeful Samurai. It's a 7-cost legendary creature, Human Samurai. This creature costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Double strike whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard. Put a +1/+1 counter on Scion. Next, we have General Leo Christoph, or Christofi. Just as an FYI, I'm totally going to be mispronouncing a bunch of these names, so feel free to make fun of me down below in the comments. He is a legendary creature, human soldier. When General Leo enters, return up to 1 target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, then put a +1/+1 counter on General Leo for each creature you control. And I will, if I go a little bit too fast and I not say something that's on the card, I apologize. That's not my intention. We have Esper's Magicite. It's a 4-cost instant. Exile target opponent's graveyard. When you do, choose up to 1 target creature card exiled this way. Create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's an artifact and it loses all other card types. Then we have the Falcon Airship Restored. It's a legendary artifact vehicle, flying. Whenever the Falcon deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And you can spend 5 to return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and has crew 2. Then we have Interceptor. Shadow's Hound is a 4-cost legendary creature dog with menace. Assassins you control have menace. Whenever you attack with 1 or more legendary creatures, you may pay 3. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. Then we have Rejoin the Fight. It's a 6-cost sorcery. Mill 3 cards. Then starting with the next opponent in turn order, each opponent chooses a creature card in your graveyard that hasn't been chosen. Return each card chosen this way to the battlefield under your control. Then we have Shadow, Mysterious Assassin. It's a 3-cost legendary creature, human assassin, Death Touch. And throw. Whenever Shadow deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice another non-land permanent. If you do, draw 2 cards, and each opponent loses life equal to the mana value of the sacrifice permanent. Then you have Siegfried, Famed Swordsman. It's a 4-cost legendary creature, human warrior rogue with menace. When Siegfried enters, mill 3 cards. Then put X +1/+1 counters on Siegfried, where X is twice the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Then we have Gao, Feral Youth. It's a 2-cost legendary creature, human berserker. With the rage, whenever Gao attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. At the beginning of each end step, if a card left your graveyard this turn, Gao deals combat damage to its power to each opponent. Now, let me know, guys. I mean, this person has green hair, Tara has green hair. Let me know down in the comments if they're related somehow, whether they be from like the same village or maybe sibling, cousins. Just let me know. I'm curious, or no relationship at all. I'm curious to know. Next, we have Go-Go, Mysterious Mime. It's a 4-cost legendary creature wizard. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have Go-Go become a copy of another target creature you control until end of turn, except its name is Go-Go. If you do, Go-Go and that creature each get +2/+0 and gain haste until end of turn and attack this turn if able. Next, we have Sabin, Master Monk. It's a 5-cost legendary creature, human noble monk with double strike and blitz. And you may cast this card from your graveyard using its blitz ability. Then we have Snort. It's a 4-cost sorcery. Each player may discard their hand and draw 5 cards. Then Snort deals 5 damage to each opponent who discarded their hand this way. It has a flashback of 6. Then we have Strago and Realm. It's a 3-cost legendary creature, human wizard. With Sketch and Lore, by spending 3 and tapping, target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant, sorcery, or creature card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste, and at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice this creature. Activate only as a sorcery. Then we have a Saga, Summon Esper Belgamanda. It's a 4-cost, and then for 1, exile an instant or a sorcery card from each graveyard, and then for 2, 3, and 4, and you can add a red for each lore counter on the Saga. You may cast an instant or sorcery card exiled with this Saga, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell, and has flying haste. It's a 3/3. Then we have Umaro, Raging Yeti. It's a 6-cost legendary creature, Yeti Berserker, with Trample. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose one at random. Other creatures you control get +3/+0 and gain Trample until the end of turn. Discard your hand, then draw 4 cards. Umaro deals 5 damage to any target. Then you have Bannon, the Returner's Leader. It's a 2-cost legendary creature, Human Cleric Rebel. With Prey, once during each of your turns, you may cast a creature spell from among cards in your graveyard that were put there from anywhere other than the battlefield this turn. Whenever you attack, you may pay 1 and discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Then you have Edgar, Master Machinist. Like I said, feel free to roast me. It's a 4-cost legendary creature, Human Artificer Noble. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an artifact spell from your graveyard. If you cast a spell this way, that artifact enters tapped and then has tools. Whenever Edgar attacks, it gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. All right, moving on here, we have a second. Sorry, I didn't realize there was a glare. Then we have Kefka, Dancing Man, and I think Kefka's the main bad enemy guy. And it looks like it's Final Fantasy 16 card right there. Let me know down in comments who Kefka is. Appears to be a psychotic clown. 7-cost legendary creature, Human Wizard. During your turn, Kefka has Indestructible. At the beginning of your end step, exile a card at random from each opponent's graveyard. You may cast any number of spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. Then each player who owns a spell you cast this way loses life equal to the mana value. Then for 3, you have Lock Treasure Hunter. It's a legendary creature, Human Rogue. Lock can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Whenever a Lock attacks, each player mills a card. If a land card was milled this way, create a treasure token. Until end of turn, you may cast a spell from among those cards. Yeah, Mog, Mogul Warrior. It's a 3-cost legendary creature, Mogul Warrior, with lifelink and dance. At the beginning of your end step, each player may discard a card. Each player who discarded a card this way draws a card. If a creature card was discarded this way, you create a 1/2 white Mogul creature token with lifelink. Then, if a non-creature card was discarded this way, put a +1/+1 counter on each Mogul you control. Then we have Setzer, Wandering Gambler, 3 legendary creature, Human Rogue Pilot. When it enters, create the Blackjack, a legendary 3/3 colorless vehicle artifact token with flying and crew 2. Whenever a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, flip a coin. Whenever you win a coin flip, create 2 tapped treasure tokens. That's fun. I like that card. The Warring Triad. It's a 3-cost legendary artifact creature, God. Flying, trample, haste. As long as there are fewer than 8 cards in your graveyard, the Warring Triad isn't a creature. Mill a card, target player adds 1 mana of any color. Then we have the Sun Titan. It's a 6-cost creature, giant, with vigilance. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, you may return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then we have Tragic Arrogance. It's a 5-cost sorcery. For each player you choose from among the permanents that player controls, an artifact, a creature, gem, and a planeswalker. Then each player sacrifices all other non-land permanents they control. Then we have Archfiend of Depravity. It's a 5-cost creature, demon, flying. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, that player chooses up to 2 creatures they control, then sacrifices the rest. Then we have Reanimate right here. It's a 1-cost sorcery. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You lose life equal to its mana value. For 1, that's pretty good. Rise of the Dark Realms. It's a 9-cost sorcery. Put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. That's even better. Then you have Sepulchral Primordial. It's a 7-cost creature avatar with Intimidate. When this creature enters, for each opponent, you may put up to 1 target creature card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Then we have Combustible Gear Hulk. It's a 6-cost creature, artifact creature with Construct. For a strike, when this creature enters, target opponent may have you draw 3 cards. If the player doesn't, you mill 3 cards. Then this creature deals damage to that player equal to the mana value of those cards. Then we have Flare the Hatebound. It's a 6-cost creature, Devil, with Undying. Whenever this creature or another creature enters from your graveyard, it deals combat damage to its power to any target. Then you have Ruin Grinder. It's a 6-cost artifact creature construct with Menace. When this creature dies, each player may discard their hand and draw 7 cards. And has Mountain Cycling. And there's Bedevil, or Bedevil, 3-cost instant. Destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. Then you have Legions to the Ashes, 3-cost sorcery. Exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls, and all tokens that player controls with the same name as that permanent. Then you have Priest of the Fell Right. It's a 2-cost creature, human warlock. Pay 3 life. This creature or sacrifice this creature. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate only as a sorcery. Then has Unearth for 5. Then you have Ruinous Ultimatum. It is a 7-cost sorcery. Destroy all non-land permanents your opponent controls. Then Key to the City. It's a 2-cost artifact. Discard a card. Up to 1 target creature can't be blocked this turn. And whenever this artifact becomes untapped, you may pay 2 if you do draw a card. Then you have Solemn Simulacrum. It's a 4-cost artifact creature golem. When this creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land card. Put that card onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. When this creature dies, you may draw a card. All right, now we're on to some lands. Just as an FYI, I'm not going to be going through these all. I'm just going to be kind of putting them down, and I'll have you guys just kind of look at the effects. I'm sorry about the glare. I just noticed it a while ago. And I'm not able to see if there's a glare right now just because of how I have my tripod. There's like an arm covering the middle of the screen. And I will be sure to improve that for future videos. Anyways, let me know what you guys are thinking of this Precon so far. Did you guys get this Precon? If you did, let me know why you chose this Precon over the other Precons. Did you get all the other Precons, or did you just get 2? What, let me know what you got and why. I'm always interested to learn. I got these just because I do like Final Fantasy. I didn't play too much Final Fantasy back in the day, but I mean, I do love just the concept of Final Fantasy, and it is really, really fun. Then we have Phoenix down right here. It is a 1-cost artifact. Exile this artifact, choose 1, return target creature card with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. You can exile target skeleton, spirit, or zombie. Laughing Mad, we have Kefka again, looking absolutely crazy. 3-cost instant. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards, and has flashback of 4. Then we have Angel of the Ruins. It's a 7-cost artifact creature, Angel, with flying. When this creature enters, exile up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments, and it has plane cycling too. Then we have a Palace Jailer. 4-cost creature, human soldier. When this creature enters, you become the monarch. When this creature enters, exile target creature and opponent controls until an opponent becomes the monarch. Then you have Morbid Opportunist. It's a 3-cost creature, human rogue. Whenever one or more other creatures die, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Then we have Knight's Whisper. It's a 2-cost sorcery. You draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Then we have Pitiless Plunderer. It's a 4-cost creature, human pirate. Whenever another creature you control dies, create a treasure token. I am sorry about that. We have Stitch Together. It's a 2-cost sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, and as threshold, return that card from your graveyard to the battlefield instead if 7 or more cards are in your graveyard. Then you have Stitcher Supplier. It's a 1-cost creature zombie. When this creature enters or dies, mill 3 cards. Then we have Anger. It's a 4-cost creature in Carnation. It has haste. As long as this card is in your graveyard and you control a mountain, creatures you control have haste. Then we have Big Score. It's a 4-cost instant. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card. You draw 2 cards and you create 2 treasure tokens. Then we have Crackling Doom. It's a 3-cost instant. Crackling Doom deals 2 damage to each opponent. Each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. Then we have Mortify. It's a 3-cost instant. Destroy target creature or enchantment. Next, we're on to some artifacts. So, of course, starting off with a very common Arcane Signet. Then we have Commander Sphere, obviously another common one, but add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity, sacrifice this artifact, draw a card. Then we have Meteor Golem. It's a 7-cost artifact creature golem. When this creature enters, destroy target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Then we have Milken. It's a 2-cost artifact creature construct. Mill a card, you can add a colorless mana. Then we have a Mind Stone. It's a 2-cost artifact, and you can tap it to add a colorless, and then you can spend 1 to sacrifice this artifact and draw a card. Then you have Soul Ring, of course, which looks really cool. I don't know what that is, but it looks very important. Then you have Swiftfoot Boots, of course, 2-cost artifact equipment. Equip creature has hexproof and haste. With the equip 1, Let me know, like, who wears those shoes. Is it Tara? Is it someone else? Curious to know. Let me know what this little shell looking thing is too. This is Tail of Conviction. It's a 2-cost artifact. You can add a colorless, or you can add a red or white, and it deals 1 damage to you. We have Talisman of Indulgence, same exact theme, but you add a black or a red, and this artifact deals 1 damage to you. Then we have Wayfarer's Bubble, another green hair. Let me know who that is. Then you have it's a 1-cost artifact. You can spend 2 to sacrifice this artifact and search your library for a basic land card. Put that card into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Then we have some more lands. These have a little bit more text to them, so feel free to pause the video and just kind of go through these. I believe a lot of these lands are the same lands from other precons that I opened from Final Fantasy. So we'll just take a little bit. Rogue's Passage, always a fun card to have. Sacred Peaks. And of course, let me know what, this one's from Final Fantasy 6, right? Or 6, is it Final Fantasy 6? Let me know what cards you really enjoy from this set, from this precon. Curious to know what you guys' thoughts are. We're onto the basic lands right here. These are from throughout the entire series. Like this one, for example, is Final Fantasy 4, and this one is from Final Fantasy 1, I think, actually. So that was the precon and all the cards in the precon. But we still have tokens and stuff like that. So right here we have the Blackjack, which is the artifact or the vehicle from that one card. And then you have the Monarch, of course. The Monarch again. Then you have a Copy and a Moogle. Copy Moogle. Copy Moogle. Copy. Wow, look at that. Moogle. Then you have a treasure token and a Moogle. Treasure, Moogle, treasure, Moogle. And of course, like these are all included in the deck just because your cards create these tokens. That's why they are in the precon. So that was the precon opening. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys are still here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel out quite a lot. Thanks again so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good one. Tutor out.